I'm Sammy Purcell, Associate Editor with Rough Draft Atlanta.
And I'm WABE contributor and AJC Senior Editor Mike Jordan.
And this is How Do You Atlanta.
Here's what's going on in Atlanta this week. What you got, Sammy?
It's time to get a little spooky in April. We've got Illumine at Oakland Cemetery starting April 18th. This does go on weekends through April 28th, so you have some time if you can't get out there this weekend. But it'll be a great chance to experience Oakland after dark. And you can walk through innovative lighting and art installations by local artists while enjoying live music. And in addition to exploring those parts of the cemetery after dark, attendees can also enjoy live entertainment, multiple bars, and an Oakland pop-up shop. So again, it's going to be a little spooky, but if the weather's nice, there'll be a nice light breeze after the sun goes down, so you can kind of get that spooky feeling in April when it's not quite as cold as it is in October. So tickets for this, adults are $20 in advance and $25 at the gate. Children, students, and seniors, so that's 65 plus, are $15 in advance and $20 at the gate. And children 3 and under are free, so if you're looking for something to do with your toddlers, you can bring them as well. And tickets are available online. You can get those at the link in the show notes.
So this sounds awesome. And again, always cool to see something going on at Oakland Cemetery. Mm-hmm. But I mean, just the lights of it all. Like, what a very cool event.
I know. I'm so excited to see what everything looks like. I love a good pop-up, get that Oakland merch. Mm-hmm. I feel like Oakland is such a big part of Atlanta's history.
I mean, it's always cool, too, because I've actually was in Richmond and in D.C. not long ago. And, the same thing, like me and some buddies, we went and had lunch in the cemetery. And it's just like, it reminds you, like, cemeteries can actually be very cool and calm places to be because they're so clean and so well taken care of.
Yeah.
But again, Oakland is just a great place to actually do the same kind of thing. But whenever there's an event like this, it's always a good time to go. And again, don't let the kids be freaked out that we're going to hang at the cemetery. This is a great place, full of history, and Atlanta just loves this spot. So I'm definitely big on this.
Yeah. All right, what else do you have for us this week, Mike?
All right, next we have green eggs and kegs. So there's another event called like eggs and kegs that we might have just talked about, but this is different because this is green eggs. And yes, that sounds like the cooking device. Well, it actually is. This is the third consecutive year at the Funwoody Village in Dunwoody. And so this goes on from 1 p.m. to 5, and it's basically unlimited bites from local restaurateurs, caterers, and bakers and beverages, and just get all out there and enjoy this live music as well from local bands, and those include Sucker Punch and also Family Truckster is headlining. So you'll also have, of course, the VIP ticket option for faster access, more exclusive tastings and demonstrations, but the food is going to be really good. Some of the participating restaurants include Fidel's Street Kitchen, also Lazy Dog Restaurant and Bar, Message in a Bottle, Joey D's Oak Room for you steak lovers out there, and even Royal Spice Indian Restaurant. So all of this is going on, and again, the general admission is $60, VIP is $110. But again, you get a lot of exclusives with that, including even private restrooms, which is always a benefit when you're going to a festival. So get out there. Again, this event happens on April 20th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's Green Eggs and Kegs Festival, and you can get information and tickets at Eventbrite.
What do we always say about things like these? The
Get
VIP
there early,
is worth it.
Do the VIP. It is
it.
always worth it, especially when, again, you're talking about green eggs and that good smoky food. Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing about a big green egg is it's delicious when you put something on it, but it only has so much space. So if people are going to be cooking on there, you're going to want to be in that line because you're probably going to wait another 30 to 40 minutes to get some of that good smokiness.
I know what a big green egg is, but when you say green eggs, the first thing I think of is Dr. Seuss.
Absolutely.
Just automatically.
That's what he was using in the book. It was, he
was
had a big green egg. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
And they're also, they have a big facility here in Atlanta, right off of 85.
Yes.
So, shout out to the homegrown big green egg folks. Always nice to have barbecue-y things around Atlanta.
Absolutely.
All right, what do you have next?
So Earth Day is coming up at the Atlanta Botanical Garden and all over the world on April 19th. But at the Atlanta Botanical Garden specifically, they're going to be celebrating from 10 a.m. to noon. And all of this is free with garden admission. So if you buy admission to the garden itself, you're allowed to do all of this. There'll be fun family activities celebrating nature and the beautiful plants all around the world. There'll also be a couple of musical performances with Havana Sun, so be sure to catch a show at 10:15, 11, or 11:30 on the Great Lawn. Also included with that, there'll be activity stations that you can kind of just drop in and out of between 10 a.m. and noon. So there'll be musical instruments where you can try out various instruments made from plants around the world, earth-friendly art, seed planting. There'll be a scavenger hunt for recycled art, which sounds like a lot of fun. pollution cleanup, and worm wishes, which is kind of the one I think sounds the most fun, where you gently explore worms up close and also think about ways to take care of the earth. This just sounds like a really great event, I think, to take your kids to, get them outside, get them to learn more about our beautiful earth. So why not go celebrate Earth Day at the Atlanta Botanical Garden on April 19th?
Earth Day, I mean, plenty of reasons to be concerned with the ecology and the environment, but also, again, kids love bugs. And I've always been fascinated by this, even when I was a kid and I loved
loved
bugs.
bugs as a kid, yeah.
When you think about it, it's like, why do kids love bugs? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I used to catch lizards.
Yeah.
I loved little creepy crawly things. I don't anymore.
Right.
At all.
Right. That's what I mean. We grow out of this
Yeah.
thing, but I mean, again, even the worms and stuff like that, you used to love, you digging your
Roly-polies.
hands into the dirt and grabbing some stuff. So it is good to implant that into a child's mind early, but it's also good to get back in touch with your inner child and remember that, these things need us as adults to take better care of the planet. So not a bad thing for the youngins and the oldins to go out and celebrate and get more involved in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is How Do You Atlanta. I'm Sammy Purcell, and we'll be back right after this break. All right, what else do you have for us, Mike?
All right. Once again, it is time for the Cali picnic. And this happens at Morris Brown College, which is going through a big old resurgence. So we're very proud to see Morris Brown College coming back. But it's on 4/20, April 20th. And basically, if you love West Coastiness, and let's say you are a West Coast native, you're from California or anywhere out there, this is a big cultural event for all the HBCU students or any assorted Californian transplants who've made this city home. It's got hip-hop, it's got food, and all of the homesick or nostalgic West Coasters, you go there. And then, again, you don't have to be from the West Coast, so you can just be someone like me who loves Snoop and Dre and all the other folks. But you bring your own food, or you can grab something from a variety of food and drink vendors. There'll definitely be people with barbecue, and there'll also be some people with some pescatarian items and whatever else. But the music is a big thing, and just the hangout. It's just a great, very cool, solid hang. And in previous years, there have been surprise and sometimes promoted live performances. I've been there when West Coast hip-hop artists like DJ Quick performed, also YG, the rapper who does stuff with DJ Mustard, and even E40, who you probably, if you don't know his music, you know him from being courtside at the Golden State Games. But West Coast legend E40, all of these acts come out and show love and get back in touch with this Southern-made community of West Coasters and people who love the culture. So get out there, have a really good time. It happens again on 4/20. April 20th at Morris Brown College, the Cali Picnic. And you can get more information at Instagram on the show notes.
Feel like if you're a college student and you're kind of missing home, and I didn't even go that far away for college, but you do get homesick. So this is such a cool event. I feel like if you're from California and just feeling a little nostalgic.
It's super West Coasty. I mean, again, you hear the accents. People are just there's just all of this stuff. And you really realize if you go there, and again, it's open to everybody and everybody goes, but it's really just one of those things where you realize how rich the culture of California and the West Coast is. And so, hearing some of these old school classic music, but just seeing everybody just proudly represent their home state, it's really, really cool. And the folks who do it, they're involved in all kind of stuff in Atlanta, music-wise, film-wise, all kind of marketing and stuff. So they put on a really good event, but it's really just to show some love to the West Coast. What do you have next?
All right, so this one is a bit of a hike, but coming up April 19th and April 20th, we've got a couple of fun events down in Suwanee. So on April 19th, the International Night Market is celebrating Gwinnett's rich cultural diversity. So there's going to be arts, education, and cuisine all combined into one amazing event that enriches and displays the vibrant multiculturalism in that community. So whether you live there or you're just visiting, it's a really, really cool way to experience a lot of different types of cultures in one place. And then on Saturday, April 20th from 2 to 10 p.m., the Atlanta International Night Market and Illuminate Georgia are returning along with a favorite community tradition, the Glow in the Park Lantern Parade, and a concert featuring the Ray Howard Band. So it's going to be a really, really fun event. There's going to be over 80 vendors, performances, and I think they're expecting over 20,000 people, which is a ton. So you're welcome to bring your own chairs and blankets for this event as well, so you can kind of post up on the lawn. You can bring your dogs too, but I would just be aware of how many people are going to be there. I know my dog does not do that well in grounds that big, but if your dog does and you want to get them out in the sunshine, this is a great place to do it. So again, that's the International Night Market and Glow in the Park in Suwanee.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool because it feels like if you are inside the perimeter, you need a reason to go to Suwanee.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing that not only gives you a reason to go, but also reminds people of the diversity of the Atlanta MSA, the metropolitan, statistical area, and the greater Atlanta, as we call it. But I mean, this is a good reason to go to Suwanee. I mean, it's a ride, but it's also something where you will see like things that remind you of, where we live and all the awesomeness of being in a diverse place like this.
Yeah. And also, I mean, just the amount and variety of food that is going to be at this thing. I mean, I feel like that's the number one reason to go.
Yeah, I'm looking at the website and, there's some type of, noodle dish and there's some pineapple cocktail looking things. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's worth the drive to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That does it for this week's edition of How Do You Atlanta. For more on these and other great events all around the city, go to howdoyouatlanta.com. How Do You Atlanta is a joint production of WABE and Rough Draft. This podcast is produced by Crystal Devone with editing from Scotty Crow, WABE's Vice President of Audio. You can find links to all these events in the podcast show notes.
WABE.